Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
The Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, and its long-standing impasse with the federal government. Why does it seem like the journey has no end? From strikes that shut down universities for months to protests that echo across campuses, the ASU federal government dispute has left students, parents, and lecturers frustrated. Hello and welcome to The Agenda. I am Chike Ubogu. So today, we'll be unpacking the roots of this crisis, the latest developments, and what it means for the future of education in Nigeria. I'll be joined this morning by Comrade Wendy Olaoshebikon, the branch chairperson, ASU, of the Osun State University. Well, before I join him, we'll go on this break, and we'll be right back with Dr. Wendy Olaoshebikon.
Live from the heart of the action. Welcome to the nerve center of Next Level Broadcasting.
This is the OB van, where the studio meets the street.
Equipped with cutting-edge cameras, crystal clear audio, real-time switching, and broadcast control, we don't just capture moments, we deliver the experience live.
Anywhere, anytime, from stadiums to red carpets, breaking news to buzzing festivals, weddings, birthdays, and all sorts of ceremonies. We bring the world to your screen in real time.
It's not just a van, it's a complete mobile production house, a command center, a broadcast beast.
This is more than a broadcast. This is the OB van difference. Live, loud, limitless.
Ready to go live like never before? Book the OB van today and take your event to the world. One powerful broadcast at a time.
To book, call 0705 506 1061 or 0916 101 1061. Email marketing@dominion.org.ng or visit our socials on Instagram @Dominion Broadcast.
Dominion Broadcast, your channel of choice.
All right, we're talking about the ASUU impasse and federal government at this time. And I'll be joining me this morning is Comrade Wende Olaoshebikon, the branch chairperson, ASUU Uni Osun. Welcome, Doctor. It's good to have you on the agenda this morning. Okay, we're trying to see if we could get some connection with Dr. Wende Olaoshebikon, who is the chairperson ASUU Uni Osun this morning. Hopefully he joins us in a bit. We're still talking about the impasse and also looking at this perennial issue between the federal government and the Academic Staff Union of Universities, known as ASUU. Yes, the dispute is long overdue. It's basically what is happening right now is tied to the 2009 ASUU federal government agreement. I hope we have Dr. Wende Olaoshebikon on the line at the moment. All right, Dr. Wende Olaoshebikon, branch chairperson ASUU University, that's Osun State University.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. It's good to have you on the agenda.
Hello.
Yes, it's good to have you on the agenda, Comrade Wende Olaoshebikon. It's good to have you on the agenda this morning.
Good morning. You are welcome, sir.
All right. Well, I wish we were discussing happier news about universities at this time in Nigeria. However, the ASUU federal government dispute is, like I said, is tied to the 2009 ASUU federal government agreement. For those that are unfamiliar with this agreement, can you break it down for us? What is this agreement all about, and why is it still a sticking point 16 years on?
Well, thank you very much, listeners at home. Good morning. I am Wende Olaoshebikon, the branch chairperson of ASUU Uni Osun. The ASUU FGN Agreement 2009 is the document that was jointly prepared and signed by federal government and our union. Is about our conditions of service, wherein all the components of our services are contained. And when that agreement was signed in 2009, we agreed with the government that because of trend of inflation in the country, there will be need for review of the agreement every 3 years, so that whatever is the current rate will not be overtaken by the trend of inflation in the country. But after signing the agreement and peace returned to our universities, federal government went to sleep. It took about 7 years for our union to wake up government for a review of the agreement. Federal government did not yield until 2017, when eventually federal government set up a committee headed by Dr. Wale Babalakin, and ASUU met that committee. But because of the insincerity and deceit on the part of that committee, the committee could not produce any report before Wale Babalakin was removed from the committee, and another committee was set up, headed by Musa Ali Jubril. ASUU met that committee again, and because of the same factor, the committee could not produce any reports, tangible reports. Later, the late president, Muhammadu Buhari, he set up another committee. This committee, that time around, was headed by the emeritus Professor Mini Briggs. Is late now. It is Mini Briggs committee and ASUU that were able to come up with what we can refer to as a report that is a little bit tangible. That report was submitted to federal government. Unfortunately, federal government refused to sign and implement the agreement. When President Tinubu came, Tinubu told us, he promised heaven and earth that agreement will be signed, that ASUU should give him time to settle down. At the time he came, instead of signing the agreement, he set up yet another committee. And that is headed by Alhaji Yayale Ahmed. In order not to prolong the matter, ASUU met with Yayale Ahmed committee again, and we came up with yet another draft, which was derived from the initial one, the committee. The new agreement made 3 proposals, which ASUU did not oppose at all. The first proposal is that federal government should just pick up in the BRICS agreement and sign. ASUU will accept it. The second one is that federal government should just review the BRICS agreement by 30%. ASUU will accept it. The third proposal, federal government should just review the BRICS agreement by 40%. ASUU will accept it without complaint. These proposals were based on the fact that inflation, the rate of inflation occasioned by fuel subsidy removal and the deregulation of the economy are eating into the finances of our members. And Alhaji Yayale Ahmed committee and ASUU concluded the agreement in December 2024. Because of delays and other bureaucratic bottlenecks, Yayale Ahmed could not submit the report to federal government until February 2025. And ASUU members have been patiently waiting since February 2025 to hear that the agreement has been signed, and we have to start implementation. But nothing like that is coming from government. That is where we are today. Until recently, when federal government invited our union, the leadership of our union, to a meeting first on the 7th of August, and then second on the 13th of August. Then another meeting is going to hold today. And I think this is likely going to be the last meeting ASUU will attend, if nothing tangible is done.
All right.
There is no, need for all these meetings after meetings.
Okay.
What we need is implementation.
Okay, Comrade
that agreement.
Okay, Comrade Ola Oshibiko, if you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm
before we
you.
talk about today's meeting, 16 years seem to be a long time for an agreement to remain unresolved. Why has it been so difficult to implement? Or is it just about the money, or is there more to it than the money?
Thank you. That is the right question to ask. Why must it take government 16 years to review an agreement it jointly enters into with a body of intellectuals? And the answer is very, very simple. It is misplaced priority. Federal governments, state governments, local governments, and in fact, Nigerian politicians, they place no priority on education. Education means little or nothing to them. Any nation that wants to grow must take education must put education on its priority list. Nigeria is poised to grow. We want development in all ramifications, but we are not placing emphasis on education. By UNESCO standards, every nation is supposed to dedicate about 25% of its annual budget to education. But Nigeria, the highest percentage of budgetary allocation to education in Nigeria has been between 6 and 7% every year. And ASUU is making noise. ASUU is drawing the attention of government to this poor funding of education every time. But it's like government is deaf. Government is not ready to listen. That is the situation we are now.
Okay, comrade Olaosebiko,
yes,
quick one. You mentioned misplaced priority on the side of government, but some will also mention trust too. It seems like a cycle. You know, ASUU strikes today, the government promises action, then delays, and then the cycle repeats itself. But how does this affect students and lecturers as a whole?
That is, I mean, it is quite unfortunate. It is quite unfortunate. Like I said, I mean, it takes two parties to enter into an agreement. Both parties have to be faithful to their own side of the agreement. After the 2009 agreement, ASUU went back to classrooms, doing his 3 statutory assignments: teaching, researching, and community development. Government on its own went to bed. When it is time for the review of the agreement, government did not listen to ASUU again. Between 2009 and 2025 is about 16 years interval. It shouldn't take a serious government to have done the review and implementation. If government is really serious about the plight of lecturers, the students, and their parents. Many of our members are students in many Nigerian universities. Many of our members have children in Nigerian universities. We cannot allow the system to completely collapse without telling this government the right thing to do. And it seems the only language the government understands is strike. So if ASUU has waited for 16 years for government to review the agreement and government has failed, nobody should blame ASUU for going on another round of strike this time around. As we go on strike, it pains us. ASUU is not happy that we are going on strike, because our children will also be affected. Many of our members will also be affected. Many families will be affected. Many families are engaged indirectly in our university campuses. Many of them sell pure water. They operate printing business centers and so on and so on within our campuses. All of these people, drivers, Okada riders, and so on and so forth, organizers, many of them will be affected by if that strike is declared again. And that is why our union is appealing to all well-meaning Nigerians, traditional leaders, opinion leaders, politicians, to prevail on government now.
Okay.
Government today.
Yeah, comrade, before we go to these other issues, let me take you back.
Okay.
Let me take you down memory lane. In 1992, there was this agreement between federal government and ASUU. And in 1999, there was another agreement between federal government and ASUU. In 2001, there was another agreement between federal government and ASUU. In 2009, which is the bone of contention now, there's the agreement between federal government and ASUU. And in 2013, that agreement of 2009 came out as a resolution. And that resolution was reached at a meeting between the federal government and representatives of the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASUU. And it was chaired by the then president and attended by the leadership of the Nigerian Labour Congress, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria. And it was held in Abuja precisely on the 4th of November 2013. It came up with so many resolutions, which we understand is a problem at hand with ASUU. However, ASUU, many people have said ASUU is made up of intellectuals, professors. But these professors seem to have uncompleted projects when it comes to their demands under ASUU for universities and with government. Why didn't you wait to implement the resolution of 2009 before signing another memorandum of understanding in 2017, another memorandum of understanding in 2019, and another memorandum of understanding in 2020 as the nomenclature changed from agreement to MOU?
It still comes back to the same thing that we have been talking. In fact, I want to appreciate you for that historical perspective into the discussion. You see, when discussion breaks down between our union and government, in order not to, prolong strikes and struggles unnecessarily, our union tactically agreed to memorandum of this, memorandum of action, memorandum of understanding, just to give peace a chance. And what we have discovered lately is that immediately any memorandum is signed by government, that is the end of the resolution. Government is no longer interested. What government is interested in is just go back to classrooms, go and be working, go and keep our students busy. We don't want to see them on the streets. So the bone of contention, what appears to affect the welfare of our members, does not matter to government again. What matters to them is that go and keep our students busy in classrooms. So, and that is why government has refused, government has failed in all ramification, to address almost all the issues contained in the 2009 agreement. Not all resolutions hearing have been resolved completely. We have many outstanding of all those issues. And that is why ASUU is saying this government has to be called to order. It is not only this government, it is successive government. I think the only government that did something that, close to whatever is Jonathan administration. He released about 200 out of revitalization fund. He released about 200 billion naira to all public universities in Nigeria before he left office. This particular, the government has been promising to release about 150 billion naira to that effect. But up to now, it is just a tariff. But what we are saying now is that a situation where professors are dying because of basic needs for medical attention, where professors in our universities are dropping their cars and mounting Okada to offices, I think enough is enough. We can no longer fold our arms and allow that kind of situation to continue. Nigeria lecturers are the least paid in the entire African countries. Countries like Ghana, South Africa, Somalia, Burundi, lecturers higher than what Nigerian government pays lecturers. And Nigerian politicians are the highest paid in the whole world. Why? Why? And that is why I said it is misplaced priority. The priority now is on the finances of the politicians at the detriment of other sectors of Nigerian economy, including universities.
All right, comrade, just hang on. I'll get back to you in a bit. But let's continue this discussion. Just hang on. The Academic Staff Union of Universities on Tuesday staged coordinated protests across campuses nationwide to press home long-standing demands from the federal government 2 days before a crucial meeting scheduled for Thursday, that's today, in Abuja. Well, from Obafemi Awolowo University Ile-Ife to Federal University of Lafia and also University of Ilorin, University of Calabar, Abia State University, Usman Danfodio University Sokoto, Federal University of Technology Akure, Plateau State University, University of Maiduguri, and Osun State University. Lecturers marched with placards, chanting solidarity songs, and warning of an imminent strike if government continue to ignore their plight. Let's get to listen to our staff correspondent, Eniola Salvador, on this report of ASU.
The Ibadan zone of the Academic Staff Union of Universities says the federal government is dragging its feet on crucial issues affecting the nation's universities. The union demands include renegotiation of the 2009 agreement and the federal government's sustainable funding, revitalization of universities, restoration of universities' autonomy, and payment of withheld salaries. It also criticized the 2025 budget allocation to education, which stands at only 7%. The zonal coordinator, Professor Biodun Olaniran, warns that members' patience is running out, stressing that the union will not continue to tolerate government delay tactics. Past officers Ademola Aremu and Segun Ajiboye joined in calling for urgent interventions, warning that another strike could further cripple the educational sector.
The Akandaja of the Federation has severely undermined morale within the academic community. This delay in paying the SAD promotion benefit reflects a pattern of oppressive neglect and administrative high-handedness that amount to punishing lecturers for no fault of theirs.
Both, and we are urging them to make sure that August 28th is the last meeting to actually solve all these problems. And we cannot really be going forward and back. I mean, we have been on the same salary for 16 years. Since 2009, yes. This time, it's been the same salary. So we are just saying that our people are very restive now.
I felt very sad. And I think this government will have to come out to do something tangible. And the only thing we expect that we don't want awards, wage awards and all these other things. Now we want them to implement the agreement that has been finalized with Alhaji Yayale Abed, February 2025. They initially completed it in December, and it was submitted February this year to the government. Nibi Briggs perfected everything. What was needed was just to look at the current realities and maybe make adjustments here and there. Now there is no point to drag again. And we want to appeal to Nigerians to impress it upon the government to do the needful.
Eniola Salvador.
All right, that's a report on ASU just on Tuesday, the activities on Tuesday. Dr. Olaose Bikon, I hope you're still there. Dr. Olaose Bikon is the chairperson, ASU, Uni-Osun, and is still with us on the agenda this morning. Dr. Olaose Bikon, this week has been very eventful. On Tuesday, yes, August 26, 2025, ASU staged nationwide protests across campuses of different universities, from Uyo to Abuja and so on. And it has sparked, if you look at what sparked these protests, which we've been discussing all along, and ASU's key demands at the moment, yes, you say ASU is justified. However, the Academic Staff Union, which is ASU, has warned that it may not honor any meeting with the federal government until there are commitments to implement previous agreements. Is that not a threat to many from ASU to federal government?
Well, it is not a threat at all, and not that we are saying we are not going to have any meeting today. There is going to be a meeting between federal government and ASU. The last month, 3 meetings were held between federal government and ASU. So, anytime government invites us to meeting, we attend. But what we are saying this time around is that, I mean, our patience is running out. Our members are dying. Our members are suffering. The university education system is collapsing every day. How long is it going to take federal government and ASU to meet over an agreement that has been drafted, agreed to, that is just awaiting signature? So it is that foot dragging and hypocrisy of government that ASU is saying, ASU is challenging. If any government official wants to acquire a project of billions of naira today, will it take federal government more than 24 hours to sign the paper to that effect? Why is it ASU's agreement that is taking this government eternity to sign? Nigerians should help us to ask what the government has been doing to separate when that agreement was submitted to them. And up till now, government has not signed that agreement. That is the question Nigerians should ask. That is the question Nigerians should ask Tinubu. In May 29, 2023, Tinubu declared during his inauguration address that ASU will not go on strike again during his tenure. That declaration, that presidential declaration, is about to be broken today if that meeting between federal government and ASU could not come out with anything tangible. So federal government should be impressed upon to do the needful today, or ASU will call out members from their classrooms.
All right, Comrade Wendy Olaosebikon, yes, you've spoken, and then for the sake of emphasis and for our listener and our viewer and our audience here, some of the issues ASU are requesting or fighting for at the moment includes poor salaries, non-payment of allowances, also have enforcement of the IPPIS, and also warning that the autonomy of universities was under siege at the moment.
Victimization of our members.
That's it. Dr. Olaosebikon, speaking on today's meeting, the meeting today, the Minister of Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, or some people call him Alausa, is leading a multi-agency session with ASU to present a counter proposal to the union's demands. There is talk of progress already with 150 billion naira released for revitalization and some allowances paid. Do you see this as a genuine step forward, or is it another promise in the cycle?
won't come again.
I mean, today's meeting, there's a meeting today, and the meeting will be with the Honorable Minister of Education, that's Dr. Tunji Alausa, and he'll be meeting with a high-level delegation with ASU to present a counter-proposal to the union's demands. There's also this talk of progress, that progress is being made. And the federal government has promised a 150 billion naira vitalization fund that will be released. And then and some allowances too will be paid. Do you see this as a genuine step forward, or is it just another promise in the cycle?
Well, it is still in the realm of another round of promises. But the truth of the matter remains that Nigerian government lacks trust and credibility. The government can no longer be trusted on anything again. Otherwise, how would the president declare that ASU will no longer go to strike? And more than 2 years after that declaration, some of the contending issues are yet to be attended to. That is the level at which we otherwise in other times, when things of this nature are about to happen, and government comes out to make promise, then that is the end of it. Everybody will go to his camp, relax, and the promises were fulfilled. But the difference, the opposite, the direct opposite is the case in Nigeria. When our government says, go and do this, we dare not go there because it is all lies and propaganda. So it is very difficult for our union to trust the government again. Government has been promising to release 150 billion naira to all the public universities for infrastructural development, not to members of ASU. If the money will be released to the councils of those universities, the money is not supposed to be, it's not to be spent by our members. In fact, we are not even going to touch it, but we will monitor the project for which the money is meant. That is the part of ASU. The victimization of our members in LASU, KSU, and FUT, this has started as far back as 2017. And our members have won court cases in their favor. But one is surprised that the council and visitors to those universities will relax the judgment. They will not give it any effect. Another issue is the withheld salaries. Remember that in 2022, we went on strike between February and October. Before he became president, Tinubu intervened behind the scenes, and he promised that if he could become Nigerian president, that all the lingering issues will be addressed. And ASU went back to classrooms.
Okay.
Up till now, out of 7.5 months without salary, Tinubu ordered payment of 4. Where is the remaining 3.5 months? Our members have concluded the work. No work is left behind, and no students was made to suffer any outstanding repercussion. Okay. Where is our money?
Dr. Wendy Olaosebikon, because of our time, we need to move forward a little bit. We have a WhatsApp message here from Chinedu in Lagos. He says, I'm a final year student and I'm tired of ASU strikes delaying my education. Why can't both sides find a permanent solution? Dr. Olaosebikon, what's your response to this person?
Well, the government should give us the solution to the problem is in the hands of government and Nigerians. We are just laborers. We are employees. And a laborer deserves the right to ask for a better wage from his employee, from his employer. And where the employer fails to do what is right, the laborer also has the right to withdraw the services. And that is exactly what is happening. We are praying also that today's meeting will be fruitful in all ramifications. If today's meeting is fruitful for a very long time, nobody will hear about ASUU strike in this country, because this agreement will go a long way to pacify and to satisfy our members and to improve the lot.
Okay, okay, Dr.
Wendy.
Dr. Wendy. Yeah, Dr. Wendy. Dr. Wendy, yes, still discussing this ASUU federal government impasse. Now, let's look forward, Dr. Olaoshibiko, Dr. Wendy Olaoshibiko. Okay. Today's meeting in Abuja is critical, yet. But what needs to happen to break this cycle of distrust and strikes?
Hello?
If you can hear me, I said today's meeting in Abuja is very critical.
I'm hearing you now.
It is very critical.
I'm hearing you now.
Yeah, today's meeting in Abuja is very critical. So what needs to happen today to break this cycle of distrust and strikes? Hello, Dr. Wendy. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Are you there?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said today's meeting in Abuja is very critical. So what needs to happen today?
Critical.
Yeah, what needs to happen today to break this cycle of distrust and strikes?
What ASUU expects today is that the agreement that has been submitted to the federal government since February 2025 will be signed today. If that agreement is signed today, all this restlessness on our campuses will go down completely. So all members of our union are expecting federal government to fulfill its promise today.
Okay.
And we'll all be happy for it.
Okay, lastly, there's this message again from WhatsApp. I'm going to skip the tweets now, but let's get to the WhatsApp message. And it's from Aisha in Kano. She says, I'm a parent and my daughter's education has been disrupted twice by strikes. What can ordinary Nigerians do to help resolve this? So there's citizen participation. Nigerians want to come together to help. What can parents do to resolve this? Or is it that it's gone beyond parents' input?
Well, the response to that concern is that there is forum. There is parent forum.
Okay.
In Nigeria University. Okay. That platform should be used to tell government Nigerians should no longer be captive in the affairs of their fatherland. I mean, we have media houses. Let Nigerians organize themselves and, through the media and tell these governments that they should do the needful. Let the youth of this nation, let them rise up to say their future should no longer be toyed with by this government. Let them. When I was a student in Nigeria University, we used to, anytime our lecturers were going on strike, we used to help them to distribute pamphlets, to distribute leaflets, and so on, and to carry placards, and so on and so forth. That will be the relationship between students and their lecturers. But today, what we are witnessing is that there is a very wide gap. Students want to graduate now. They don't want to pass through the normal routine. Parents are too much in a hurry They want their
Wendy,
students for graduation ceremony without
Wendy,
adequately passing through, the basic things they need to pass through in the university.
Okay, Dr. Wendy Olaosebi.
Can we continue to produce half-baked graduates?
Okay, Dr. Wendy
That is exactly what we are saying.
If you can hear me.
The infrastructures are simply not there. Let government produce them so that our graduates will be competitive globally.
All right, Dr. Wendy Olaosebi, I just need you to stick to this, just 10 seconds. If you can stick to it,
okay.
10 seconds. If today's meeting fails, what's next for ASUU?
Yeah.
In 10 seconds, if today's meeting fails, what is next for ASUU?
Well, we don't pray that today's meeting will fail. It shall be successful. But otherwise, ASUU will be left with no other option than to press a strike button. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. And almost out of time, but this conversation is far from over. Dr. Wendy Olaosebi, thank you for shedding light on this complex issue this morning. All right, thank you for featuring on the agenda this morning, Doctor. All right, the ASUU federal government impasse is a journey that needs an end. Will today's meeting in Abuja be a turning point? We will keep you updated. However, let's keep this conversation going. Follow us on all our social media platforms on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. The handle is at Dominion Broadcast. And on the app X, it is at Dominion Cast. You can visit our website at www.dominion.org.ng. My name is Chike Ubogu. Have a great day.